Okay, today we're going to change the starter on a Acura MDX 2005. So, I ordered a new starter on Amazon. About $100 with tax and everything. Here it is. Let's see if there's a model number on it or something. Yeah, that's right there. There we go. That was the model number that I ordered. Anyway, looks nice. Can't beat the price. Warranty's not as good as AutoZone or Pep Boys, but should be no problem. Okay, let's get started. First thing to do will be to remove this cover and disconnect the battery. Always disconnect the battery, and we need to get some space. I think you actually need to remove the battery completely out of the way because it's down there. Okay, so battery's out, cover is off. Now you can see the starter is right down there. Okay, so it's right down here, so we're gonna have to take all this out of the way to get to it. Okay, so it's right here, behind here, and I need to remove these hoses to get out of the way to get in there, and probably have to remove this guy right here, just two screws. Okay, so now I've removed the pipes and I zip tied them off to the side, and as you can see, there's a little bit of drippage, but anyway, now you can clearly see the starter right there, and there's some, anyway, not too bad, but they were a little hard to get off. So what I ended up using was a heat gun on low, warmed it up nicely, and then I could rock them back and forth and pull them off. Okay, now we're going to remove the starter. So there's two bolts, one on the top up here and one on the bottom you can't see, and then we need to remove the electrical. The electrical is right here, just connect it up with two connectors. I'll show you the starter so you can see where the two bolts go. So if you're looking at the starter, there's one on the bottom and one on the top. I'll tell you the size they are, but I'm going to first remove the electrical, and there's some ground connections on the back. We'll probably have to take those off too, because obviously there's a bracket there. So we'll see how that looks. Okay, got that off. So it was just a size 13 on this side, and then this side just unplugs. So I can't get to the ground on the bottom. I think I have to take that off after I remove the whole starter. So let's find out what size bolts those are. Okay, so it's a little hard to get to, so you need like a, I don't know what that is, 6-inch extension and a long enough bar, and good to have a little bit of flex on your extension if you have an extension that has a little bit of wiggle. They make them. I got mine at Harbor Freight. Okay, I got the top one loosened. I'm going to try and loosen the bottom one before I take the bolt out of the top. Okay, so first I put a shorter extension on this time, and I used my bar. See down there, I just slide it on, and I gave myself an extension. There's lots of room. Well, not lots, but there's some room, and then you can just break it loose. Oh, forgot to mention that's a size 14, and I got the bottom one out. Now I'm just going to finish taking the top one out. Alright, now it is loose, as you can see. Completely off, but there's still a ground on the bottom, so I need to take the ground off before I can pull it all the way out. Not too bad. She's out. So that was a size 8mm, and that comes right off of wherever it was. It was right off the back. Can't see where it came off of, but anyway, yeah, it was right on that. It was right on that nut there, I think, or bolt. So she's out. Let's take a quick look, make sure they match identically, and it looks like they do. And we are going to put her in. Okay, so I got the bottom nut on for the ground, and I'm going to just lightly hand tighten this while it's still not in place. See, it's all loose. It's easier to put it on when you have a little bit of flexibility. There is a ground, see this ground wire? it's hooked up to a bracket that goes on the bottom. So you need to, oops, I zoomed, sorry. You need to make sure that goes on the top of the starter at the bottom, and then you put the bolt on at the bottom. So we got the bottom bolt, top bolt. We're almost done with putting it in. Okay, it's in. Boy, it was a long time to tighten those up. But tighten one almost, 90%, then the other one 95, and then, kind of tighten them up, and then torque them nice and tight. And I'm going to tighten up the electrical and plug in this other guy here and start putting it back together. Okay, hoses are hooked up. Get a little bit of leakage, just wipe it up with a towel. You can hose everything down. It's all in. Now I need to put the battery back in. And the cover I can do later after I get it started and everything's running. And then there's of course the cover that goes over here. No big deal. Those are just cosmetic. Okay, battery's hooked up. I'm going to start the engine. Go ahead, Andrew. Start it up. Okay, battery's hooked up. Now we're going to start it. Perfect. Looks good. No problems, no water leaks. Everything's hooked up. I'll put the rest of the battery. I didn't put the bracket in for the battery. Put the covers back on and we're all done.